Portions of the following program may have been pre-recorded.
Warning, the following is entirely satirical and should not be taken as truth or fact. Styles Rebel Radio and the Rebel Podcast do not own any copyrighted material that may be included in this broadcast. Viewer discretion is advised.
Here's a funny meme I found. Here's what I ate today. I went to this movie.
Suspend the show right now.
You're gonna zipline directly into the harpoon?
Yeah,
What do you know about planes?
I know a lot about planes.
Buckle in, dude. It's gonna suck.
Put your hand on the screen.
How did they find out? Who was the one?
This show has gotten infinitely more gay.
The mystical land of New Jersey.
I don't understand how the laws in this country work anymore.
Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show, uncut, uncensored, live on the simulcast this Monday. You can get us on Facebook at Styles Rebel Radio or CBW Radio. The reason, again, if you're just joining us, that we're not on CBW Radio is because we're not British bank-loading fuckers.
You blimey, fucks!
Yeah, we're not funneling money into the station, so we don't get to be on air right now. The UK branch is the only one that's on air, despite having the least radio knowledge. But hey, we're still here, live, uncut, and uncensored on this Monday. You can hear the podcast every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. The Pidge is with us.
Yeah.
Pidgey.
Shady is obviously here.
Hey, everyone.
On the board is Jules.
Hello.
I'm
Sorry.
Radio's Rebel DJ Style, and I'm going to sue Reese's.
Sorry, I kind of
You're gonna sue
I
Hershey.
didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
Something I never knew before reading this article.
What?
You didn't know that Reese's
I didn't know
was...
Reese's was owned by Hershey. I thought it was its
Really?
own company.
Have
No,
you never...
it's like a Frito-Lay situation where, like,
Yeah.
Frito-Lay owns Lay's and Doritos and
I know.
Fritos and shit like that.
Pepsi?
Where,
Isn't that the
Pepsi?
same company? Frito-Lay and Pepsi?
Maybe. You might be right.
Pepsi
Could be.
owns a shit ton too.
Pepsi makes 75% of their income not from soft drinks.
Yeah, it's really crazy how, like, monopolies aren't allowed, but these giant companies that can own 75% of the
Yeah.
market are allowed.
As long as
That's-
there's multiple monopolies.
Yeah,
it's
as long as
okay,
there's
yeah.
multiple monopolies
Yeah.
and all the little people are fucked, it's totally fine.
It's just like the radio scene in Ohio. There's 3 major companies that own every single FM and AM, and because they're not one company, it's not a monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
None of
that
them want
works.
us, so they all fucking suck.
Yeah, especially recently.
Yeah.
The article.
Hershey is facing a lawsuit. Hershey
Sorry, we
himself.
get carried away sometimes.
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Jonathan, we have a history of being kicked off and screwed over. Hershey has a lawsuit on their hands because the pumpkin, like Halloween themed Reese's cups are pictured on the wrapper with the jack-o'-lantern face carved into it.
Right,
If
right.
you've ever had one, you know that's not actually on the chocolate.
And I think that's in the commercials, too.
Yeah,
if
I'm pretty
not,
sure.
If I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
So this lady, you guys might be able to find her name quicker than I can. She's suing Hershey, the parent company of Reese's, or Reese's, if you want to be accurate about it.
Cynthia Kelly.
Cynthia Kelly. Yeah.
She's suing them for false advertising because not only on the regular I'm going to say Reese's, guys.
Yeah.
Reese's.
Say whatever you
Reese's.
want. I don't care.
Is it Reese's? Reese's?
I
know
say
it's
Reese's. I think I say Reese's.
Reese's is how I say it, but
Or-
it is Reese's.
I say Reese's, but then if I'm talking about the PCs, I say Reese's Pieces.
Reese's Pieces. That makes more sense because
Yeah.
Reese's Pieces.
Yeah,
Who
you
the
wouldn't,
fuck are you?
you wouldn't say Reese's. Well, I've heard people say Reese's Pieces. Like they say it the
Ooh.
other way.
Is
That's
it
kinda
is it
weird.
actually spelled pieces or is it spelled pieces?
I think it's pieces.
It's like pieces.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
spelled
pieces.
pieces. Yeah.
What are we
But-
doing that we're saying Reese's Pieces?
Listen,
I think it's just
all
because
you
it's
gotta
a
do is sing the song. Reese's Puffs. Reese's Puffs.
peanut butter.
Reese's Puffs. Reese's.
Yeah, I think the
Reese's
PCs.
Pieces.
I think-
Reese's Pieces.
I think the PCs thing just kind of came because we all
Oh,
say
no.
Reese's.
It's like an alliteration.
Yeah, it's an
we're in the
alliteration.
wrong.
Same with the Reese's Pieces.
Style says Reese's P-Bib.
Reese's P-Bib.
Reese's P-Bib. But yeah, they definitely have this
I don't remember.
jack-o'-lantern, and I would know because I prefer. First of all, Reese's are my favorite candy.
But the
I think
holiday
they're
ones
getting there
slap.
to me.
But yeah, specifically the holiday shaped ones that don't have the rough edges
Mhm.
are a million times better because it's just pure peanut butter and then a little bit of chocolate. Whereas
Mhm.
the regular Reese's
Are
like,
more chocolate.
It's
than
more
peanut
chocolate
butter.
than peanut butter, and I don't like that. Yep,
Mhm.
I'm glad.
I don't like chocolate a whole lot, so it's usually
the
the
edges
the
matter?
holiday
Like,
ones
the
that I
Yeah,
crust?
yeah.
The Reese's crust.
The Reese's crust
I don't like
matters
the
that much?
crust. I don't like no.
I love the Reese's
because-
crust.
Same.
because
I
the-
love the little
Listen,
jagged edge.
you
Yeah.
missed it. We were talking about it. The crust. When you have that, it makes up more of the Reese's than the
It's
peanut
more
butter.
chocolate than peanut butter.
And we are peanut butter
But
Connoisseurs.
approvers, fanatics, connoisseurs. Yeah.
I know what you mean. That
Mongols,
there's
moguls.
more to it on
Monger.
like the rounded edge of ones, like the pumpkins. Like you get more. Reese's.
Regardless,
peanut butter.
You get more
regardless,
peanut
yeah.
butter, yeah.
on my Reese's
As compared to
pumpkin,
the cup.
I would prefer a face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
for
would
sure.
make me happier when I
Also,
see it.
I think they should just get along with the
That's okay. First of all, Pidge, that's how advertising works. You
Dude,
see
that's
the
how
little-
that's how I work, dude.
That's
if
how
I look
marketing
at
works.
it, I look at the face.
You're like,
No.
that makes me happy. I'm gonna eat that.
It's,
you know,
it's statistically proven you're more likely to enjoy something with a face on it.
right?
That is
They
a,
like to
a
bite cute
scientific
things.
fact.
Yeah, I want to eat a
it's
cute
cuteness
thing.
aggression.
Yeah,
What?
Look
Cuteness
it up.
aggression,
Cuteness
yeah.
aggression.
Buddy, it's called a rootless aggression. I was there, seen a slapped angle. Don't try and put your
Whoa.
revisionist
Hey.
history on me.
that's sick. That's a sick. That's
I
true
think
that
they would
happened.
get away with a false advertisement claim just because most of the time the shapes aren't correct.
So let me break it down a little further.
the
They're-
Christmas trees don't look like trees; they look
Right.
like little lumpy poop.
Let me
Yeah.
break it down a little further.
Yeah.
They're claiming this not only because the standard Reese's peanut butter cup pumpkin doesn't have the face on it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's false advertising because the standard one does, the white chocolate one does, the double pack does, the family size one does. They all depict this pumpkin with this face carved out on it.
It's
None of them are correct. So it's all the same thing, but
It's-
because there's so many different versions, it's a class action or
Yeah.
it's a larger lawsuit.
and I think that's what makes it interesting. That like if they just put the picture of the jack-o'-lantern face on like the individual packages of the
Yeah.
pumpkins and not on anything else or on any of the commercials, then it's like, okay, you can't really like, they'll just change it. Someone will
Yeah.
complain and they'll change it. But this feels different, and I guess you summed it up perfectly where it can be a class action lawsuit now because it's on so many things. And It's
Yeah.
on the commercials, and it's on this packaging and this packaging. You know, like
It's on all their advertising
Right,
for this product.
right.
They're going to win this. At
I
the
hope-
very least, they'll get a settlement from Hershey's.
I hope they
There's,
do.
yeah, something is. She's gonna win this.
And then I brought it up before we were on air. This reminded me of the McDonald's incident where the lady poured the hot coffee on herself, and because the coffee cup itself didn't say
hot.
contains hot
Yeah.
bullshit,
Yeah.
she got
won.
buku bucks.
Yeah.
For
That
was in like
being
the 80s.
You think was,
stupid.
was that in Ohio, by the way?
I don't know. That was in like the 80s. That was like one of the first
no,
big
that was
like,
the big
lawsuit of like
false advertising.
You think when they were originally making like the pumpkin Reese's and they like put the face on it, there had to have been somebody that was like, "This has the face on it, but the package doesn't." And
The
they're like,
rapper
"Eh."
should have said,
yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I
Probably
feel like
someone
that's
just
not
like, eh.
image.
I
or
feel like that's a
something.
bad Mandela effect. I feel like you guys remember Reese's having the face on them
Like,
because
no.
they don't.
Yeah,
I feel like
they
that's
never
someone
did.
trying to put off a Mandela
His
effect.
wa- and they told someone's mom, and the mom got so pissed.
Yeah.
Cynthia, it's like, Aunt Kelly, no, please, come on, don't sue him.
Here's a good
He's like,
quote.
Damn it!
The lawsuit also takes issue with Reese's peanut butter footballs, which have which have curved out laces on their packaging, but instead, quote, look like an egg when viewing the actual product. That's kind of sick.
They're gonna get so much money off this.
Yeah, I
Footballs
know.
kind of look
They're
like
going. They're going for everything. They're going for everything. Footballs look
Good
like
for
eggs.
them.
Footballs look like eggs in real life. If you painted a
Yeah.
football white and turned the laces around, not facing you, and stepped like 50 feet back, it would look like a big egg.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I agree with that one.
I think
I don't know
potentially.
if I
I
agree
think
with that
potentially
one.
it could. I think if you were like on an ostrich farm and someone painted a football white and just put it out in the ostrich field,
Sure,
it'd be like a good.
I'll give you that one.
It'd be like a good
Decoy.
practical
Yeah,
like.
it's a good prop hunt location.
Yeah, good prop hunt location. Exactly.
Yeah, no, they're gonna get a shit ton of money for that. There's a lot of dumb lawsuits we talk about here.
Yes.
I very strongly encourage false advertising lawsuits.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be more of them, if anything. I feel like there's a lot of false advertising that goes on that goes unsued.
I kind of agree with that. And I think it's like the equivalent of white lies.
Sure.
Like
yeah.
there's small things. It's like a face on a package of candy.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. It's not changing anyone's life, but it is false advertising. It is a lie.
See,
They
now-
don't have
now-
little faces on them.
Now this is like warranted false advertising. It's not changing anything, but it is technically advertised this way across multiple things, and that's
Right.
not what the product is.
Right.
On the flip side of that, last week or the week before, we talked about the dude who went to McDonald's and didn't get a Pokemon card in his kid's meal.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, this is false advertising." That's not false advertising, dude.
Speaking of McDonald's, really quick, I've been on the hunt. Have you heard of the Kerwin Frost box?
No.
What?
It's an adult Happy Meal, and you get these little McNugget Buddy toys.
Sure.
There are 7 of them that you can collect, but or maybe there are 6 of them that you can collect, but there's a secret 7th one that is a golden nugget, and it is rare, and I am on the hunt to find it.
Is it
How-
at every McDonald's, or do you have to go to
I
certain
don't
ones?
know.
How often do you
I
get adult
don't
kids meals
know.
now?
Don't
Have
ask
you
me.
been eating a lot of McDonald's?
Don't ask me.
Okay.
It's not.
Are you at least
important.
using the app?
I have so many points. I
Okay.
have over 10,000.
Not
points.
sponsored by McDonald's.
but
we'd
we'd
like
like
to
to
be.
Yeah,
Specifically the app.
yeah.
Yeah.
That app is a bank saver.
No, I feel like this is they're gonna get a shit ton of money for this.
Yeah, I hope
And
they do.
The worst part about it is now moving forward, the face isn't gonna be on the packaging, and
Oh,
that's gonna
wow.
make me sad.
Listen to this.
Or it's going to be on the packaging, and they're going to say It's going to say something like not,
Not
actually,
actually,
on the
item.
candy.
Yeah,
Listen-
because that's an easy way to get out of it, right?
In March, a man sued Buffalo Wild Wings, claiming the restaurant's quote boneless wings were quote more akin to chicken nuggets. That's kind of a crazy lawsuit.
That's unwarranted. Because how do you define a boneless wing versus a nugget?
Yeah, it's a tough.
There's
Here,
no way
here.
he won that, right?
A former federal prosecutor previously told BI that Business Insider that the suit against Buffalo Wild Wings is weak because in order to justify a class action lawsuit, damages have to be quote substantial. You're getting all
So,
white meat chicken
damages-
breast. So the prosecutor said you're getting all white meat chicken breast. Have you really suffered any damage? Basically saying
Are you suffering any damage in the Reese's incident, though?
Yes.
I think legally, if you're a good enough lawyer, you could probably argue that you are.
I think with the good enough lawyer, you probably could have won the B-Dubs lawsuit, too.
I guess.
But that
yeah.
one's a lot stupider than this one, I'll agree.
Yeah, I think with this one, you can make it like.
That one, the B-Dubs one sounds like two frat boys that went to B-Dubs and like, we
These
could
are
probably
chicken
sue them
nuggets.
because these are just chicken
Yeah,
nuggets.
these are frozen nuggets, dude. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds like that.
Or is it a debate, like an argument of like someone saying that boneless wings are just chicken nuggets? And
He's
they're
like,
just
yeah, I'll prove
it.
Yeah, I'll
Let's
prove
sue-
it to you. I'll
I
take
will-
this to fucking court.
I will
let's sue.
legally prove that these
Let's
are chicken
sue and
nuggets.
find out.
Sue and find out is a great fucking moniker to live by.
Have you heard of those two guys that would
Sue each other?
yeah sue each other to get on court TV?
Yeah.
That's super funny. That's a great ploy.
I'd do it.
But yeah, I think if you're a good enough lawyer, you can probably make a case for this not have these pumpkins not having a fake has at least some kind of like emotional damage. They could probably argue or something like that. My little
I want to
Sally-
be there.
my
for
little
that day in
Cindy
court.
Lou who dude, lawyers are crazy. Lawyers will spin I mean
Buddy, I've watched Better Call Saul, all right?
Listen. The OJ trial is crazy.
Why?
We're bringing it back.
Hang on, no. What is crazy? You tell me what's crazy about the OJ trial.
Yes, we're bringing it back.
Because
God, I love OJ.
Because that man
Yes.
clearly
What?
like or
What do you do? What do
it
you
was
know?
either
Continue.
it was either him or his kid.
Don't bring Jake Underwood's fucking theory into this. That
Murdered-
Harvard son of a bitch doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen,
murdered
the shoes.
his wife
The shoe
and got
prints.
away with it on like a race case because they made it like a big made it big in the public
This
eye
guy
in
is
the
going to
news
go to
thing.
jail for falsely accusing someone.
I'm
Is what's
more-
going to happen.
I'm more worried
because
about
clearly, if you paid attention, the glove didn't fit Shane.
I'm more
so
worried about
clearly
OJ
he didn't kill
stabbing
anyone.
me.
Why would you be afraid of that?
Yeah.
It was a funny joke.
No, it wasn't. That man did that to his wife, and then his wife was dead afterwards.
Not in the eyes of the law.
not in the eyes of the law. You are correct about that.
Innocent until proven guilty. I didn't see them prove him guilty.
But tax evasion,
Glove didn't fit.
he was guilty.
No, he did tax
Our-
evasion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our
Yeah.
buddy Big Daddy Nash has talked about this a couple of times.
Wait, Kevin Nash has talked about OJ.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, and the
When worlds
Insider
collide,
information that we
He's
don't
been
know.
listening to our show. Big fan of the show, Kevin Nash.
the one point that he always brings up is the shoe prints in the blood. Those shoes are expensive ass, like one of a kind leather shoes that OJ bought himself and was pictured wearing all the time. After this
There's
murder,
more
they
than
were
one
gone.
shoe.
No, Jules, I'm telling you. Have you seen the People versus OJ on Netflix?
Yeah,
He did it. He
I know
murdered
he
his
did
wife.
it.
He murdered his wife and got away with it.
our
You guys didn't pay attention. You guys didn't pay attention to the trial.
I like listen.
No, OJ did
I
it.
love
He
it.
literally spread his fingers so the glove wouldn't fit.
I love it, and I don't think
Prove
that
it.
he's a threat to society.
No,
but-
he just
Well,
wanted to kill his
I
wife.
think it's funny. Like I think it's crazy that I think it's funny. I think it's okay. I'm a little.
It's kind of like how Gypsy Rhodes Blanchard. She's not.
I don't know who the fuck that is, and they need to stop appearing on my feed.
Who's Gypsy?
What?
Rose.
Yeah, don't know.
She killed her mom.
I have no
because her mom like forced her to be sick for her entire life.
Oh,
when
I
she was
have
forced her
heard
to be in a
about that.
wheelchair.
I have heard
put
about
her through
that.
chemotherapy.
Yeah, and then she
Like-
killed her mom or something.
Yeah, because she wasn't sick the entire time. She
That's
was,
pretty crazy.
I don't know, man. She needs to stop appearing on my feed. That's all I know.
She
That
got
would make
released
that would make a sick
not too long
movie.
ago.
That'd make for a
They
really
already
cool
did.
I
movie.
think there is a movie like
Is
that.
there? That'd be cool. I'd be down.
Only thing I care about is Yankee Rose. Not sponsored by David Lee Roth, but we'd like to be. 216-859-8699. Let me know if you'd sue Reese's.
Rebel listeners, this is Evan, also known as The Pidge. I'm here to tell you that Season 2 of my show, Beyond Bounds, has just premiered. And if you guys really like cosmology, astronomy, the realm of science, and the realm of mystery, you guys should really tune into this show. It is a journey that is going to be taken for quite a bit of us, and I think you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be coming out 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every other Saturday. You guys are going to like it. Come on, join me.
Crikey! Perhaps you'd like some nice, live, authentic Australian pop punk music. Well, too frickin' bad, cause I'm not Australian. I'm Gavin Michaels, and I'm playing at the Rialto Theatre in Akron, January 12th. Come out, be yourself, and enjoy some gnarly pop punk.
We like hours of questionable impressions and absolute utter nonsense. Check out Off Air. That shit fucking sucks.
I'm using that.
You're listening to the Rebel Radio Show.
You know, for the third week in a row, I've been just chugging that ayahuasca. It's a crutch.
Would you do an ayahuasca
No.
tour thing?
No.
So immediately ready to turn that heel. Just so immediately, not even a thought.
He's
Grace's
watched
head.
so many
It
videos.
was so like instantly no. Obviously not, dipshit. Why would I ever consider? What makes you think I would ever consider that? The fact that I say constantly that I'm presently doing ayahuasca? Maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, hey, we're coming back from break. You better put your headphones on. You ready to bring us back in? Hey, Steamboat Willie's public domain now.
I feel like we talked about this,
Oh.
or we have.
We talked about Mickey specifically, and I think that led into Steamboat Willie, and
Yeah,
I'm pretty
we brought
sure.
up this date that it was gonna be coming out.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, I remember we talked about
I don't
when
listen
it
to this
was
shit.
gonna.
Yeah, I feel like I remember us talking about this very slightly.
It was because we talked about Winnie the Pooh becoming public
Yeah.
domain.
yeah.
And then
And
we found
it
out
turned
that
into a horror
Steamboat
movie.
Willie was
Yeah.
gonna be coming public domain, and then we talked about buying it.
So let's
Buy
recap.
it.
let's
So
buy it, guys.
it.
Guys,
So we bought it.
for a small donation, we
We-
can buy Steamboat Willie. That is what we're working towards here.
Yeah, that is the end goal.
Let's re-preface this. Because it's public domain now,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't mean that you can use Steamboat Willie driving the steamboat whistling in your creations. That's not what that means. Disney still very much owns that.
Yeah.
You can use the name Steamboat Willie, and he has to be different enough from the Disney version, and you can use it.
I don't know about that. I think that he can look pretty identical to the Disney.
When Winnie the Pooh became public domain, he could still be. We can use Winnie the Pooh as the character, but he can't be a yellow bear in a red shirt eating honey.
Well, that's because Winnie the Pooh was already a storybook outside of Disney, and then Disney bought it, and they gave him the red shirt and the pot of honey. And so that's Disney's version of Winnie the Pooh.
Interesting.
And so Steamboat Willie is an original IP from Disney. So I think that you can just straight up use Steamboat Willie. The way that Disney designed it, the way that it looks is what you can use. Because there is a game on Steam out, and it's a horror game, but Steamboat Willie is the like the guy chasing you.
Interesting.
And it's literally it
Does he whistle?
looks exactly like the Disney.
Because in a conversation off air, not off air, Shane, so you can listen to it tomorrow.
Hey!
It comes out
Plug.
on Spotify. But in a conversation I had very recently off air, was asked about copyright law and the years for copyright. U.S. copyright law says that characters can be held for 95 years, which means the character Steamboat Willie will enter public domain Monday, January 1st, 2024, which is today.
So this is the picture of Steamboat Willie from the horror game.
Ooh.
Early versions of Mickey and Minnie are just two of the works entering public domain on New Year's Day. So there is also an early Minnie Mouse that can be used as
That's
public
pretty
domain.
crazy.
That gives me Freddy vibes. The Steam.
Five Nights at
Steamboat.
Freddy's.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the first thing I
Ooh.
thought of, too.
Whoa, okay. So it's Steamboat Willie, House on Pooh Corner, which is the first introduction of the Tigger character. So now Tigger is public domain, and Peter Pan.
And also Charlie Chaplin's movie The Circus is public domain now.
Oh.
Not related to Disney, but that's also something
Yeah,
that came into
yeah.
public domain today.
Very interesting that like multiple Disney
Let's sell
things-
Steamboat Willie shirts that just say Styles Rebel Radio
Oh
on
my
them.
gosh, that would be so awesome.
That's how we'll know if it's
That's how we'll know if it worked or not.
yeah, we'll guinea pig it.
Yeah.
If our whole merch shop gets shut down because we put Steamboat Willie on a shirt,
That would be so
We'll know.
good. That would be so good. And I bet we probably could do it at least for a little bit, if not indefinitely.
Dang, this article came out today.
so what's the difference between Steamboat Willie and Mickey Mouse? Is it just what they're
2 a.m.?
wearing? Like, if I draw
So-
Mickey Mouse, is it illegal unless I put him in a sailor's hat?
So yeah, I think the
And
big
black and white.
yeah, I think the two big distinctions are black and white and the steamboat hat, the hat that he's wearing.
I feel like
Also,
I could
it's
put
like-
him in color as long as he's not wearing red pants.
Probably, maybe as long as I think he would still have to have the hat. I think he needs the hat to be considered Steamboat Willie.
Does he have the hat in the horror game?
Yes.
Yeah.
Does he?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
The title of it has nothing to do. It's called 88 Infestation.
It's like a Five Nights at Freddy's.
Probably.
What the 88?
It looks
The
like,
bite of 88.
So
Oh, yeah, of course.
The way that Steam has created this character, he kind of looks like a boxer.
Yeah, he does. He looks skinny and scary. It looks like Five Nights at Freddy's,
it's-
but
it's
it's
like
like
an
It's
animatronic.
kind of like
a
it.
steamboat
it's-
animatronic. I read a comment
It looks
somewhere.
more like an SCP kind of game, though.
It's
like you're walking around the facility.
100%.
And
probably.
he is black and white in this.
I read somewhere that someone was probably working on this for a long time before the new year and
Right.
just dropped it today, like was waiting for it to
Hit public domain.
and then drop it right away.
I
Which
wonder
is really
if
interesting.
anything goes into legality of like you created this while it wasn't public domain.
I don't think so because it wasn't
I
released.
don't
It could have
know.
just been like an art or like
Yeah,
project.
You can
kinda
just consider
thing.
that. Like, there's a guy on YouTube who's remastering all of Simpsons Hit and Run, but he can never release it. He's like showing the
Right.
progress of how he's
Okay.
remastering it, but he can never release it because whatever Simpsons or whatever will sue him.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm trying to find like the actual specification of what you can and can't do for this character.
I think it's pretty because it's Disney's original IP. That is the drawing that went into public domain, so you can just use any iteration of exactly what Steamboat Willie is.
As long as he doesn't cross the threshold in the Mickey Mouse.
Yes, and I think the big difference there is the hat. Yeah. I
And
think as
also-
long as he has
If that's all
before-
it is, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. No, I think that's
Does that mean I can't put Steamboat Willie in a different hat? Because you could argue it's Mickey Mouse in a hat.
probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I bet that Disney would
Wow.
try to make a case for that because
Steamboat Willie is not Mickey Mouse.
Well, that's the thing. Mickey wears different hats. Like
Yeah.
Mickey has
Yeah.
like the magic
wizard hat,
hat,
yeah.
you know. So like that's a thing that they were doing, and this first one is just times up on this one. You know,
Mhm.
Oswald is the other one I was trying
Oswald
to think of.
is the other one.
Is he
yes.
public domain?
I have no idea. I would assume.
Because he was right around he was the second, wasn't he? Wasn't it Steamboat Willie and then Oswald was the second character because that's what the direction it was supposed to go in?
I have no idea. Yeah, didn't they want to like make Oswald
The mainstay. He was supposed to be what Mickey is, right?
Is
yeah.
it just the character or is it the
The name.
song and the
Ooh, like the
Ooh.
whistle, like
Yeah.
the
and the boat and it like all of that is all of that included in this public domain access?
I
Oh.
think that initial clip is public domain.
January 2023.
Oswald is.
Yeah, Oswald.
Maybe it's when Oswald became public domain we talked about this.
Maybe. But we definitely talked about a lot of copyright stuff
Yeah.
when the Pooh thing dropped.
We still have not talked to a lawyer.
No.
No.
We say it every time that
Yeah.
we're going to talk to a lawyer. We've covered 2 legal cases today.
I was just talking to someone about how I would really like to get one of the people that we know who went to law school on the
I
show.
don't know anyone that went to law school.
I definitely know a couple people that we went to
Alright.
school with who
I don't think legally they would be able to do that.
maybe.
Well, did you
Because
see
that's
that?
legal advice, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I think we'd have to pay them,
I don't.
which I'm not going
no,
to
they
do.
can no, because they can do like pro bono. I think it's their decision.
Sure. Okay.
That's where pro bono comes in.
Yeah.
This isn't the only instance though. Like, there's a new game that there's going to be coming out. It's called Mouse, which is like the cartoon style.
I've seen that. I've
kind
seen
of
that.
like shooter
Rubber
game.
hose. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
all of those characters are different.
They're
They don't-
originals,
They're
yeah.
original.
Yeah,
characters.
but I mean,
it's just the art
Yeah,
style.
yeah,
is the
you
same.
can't-
it's very
'Cause, I mean,
damn
Because Cuphead's the
close.
same
I was
way.
gonna say you can argue that
Yeah.
Cuphead is
Yeah.
like a legal case, then can't you?
Disney popularized rubber hose animation, but they didn't make it.
Right.
So
Yeah.
rubber hose animation, you can
Is
just, it's
what
just a
that's
style.
right? That's what that's called.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, a lot of these characters look
That's what
damn
they're
near
supposed to.
No,
identical,
and,
dude.
and that's
yeah.
the point. They're
Yeah.
like tiptoeing around, like
You
fuck
have to
you,
change
Disney.
three
the legality
small
of it.
things.
Yeah.
That's the only way that you can get around it. You have to change 3 small things.
Mm.
But not Steamboat Willie. You can make a game
Yeah,
like
Steamboat
that
Willie.
mouse game, but have them all be Steamboat Willie.
And it's perfect.
And be on a
Completely
boat.
legal.
I
Yeah.
think everybody right now is in the same boat because again, this is today.
Oh.
The same steamboat
with Steamboat
with
Whoa.
Mr. Willie,
with Willie himself.
Senior Willie.
Oh God,
Uh,
Senior Willie. Is
I think
here.
everyone's in the same boat right now because again, this happened today. The
Yeah.
copyright expires.
Yeah.
Of everyone going, okay, so how can we depict this character? How far can we take it
right.
before
I bet
it's
the
Mickey
test.
Mouse?
Yeah, no, I bet the testing of the waters is starting today.
We're gonna see a lot of lawsuits.
It will be
Disney
in-
is gonna start sending a
No.
lot of cease and desist.
It'll be interesting to see like B movies and like B cartoons and like
A horror movie is going to be coming out soon.
and like
Most
shitty
yeah.
Steam games that like try to riff on Steamboat Willie, and then Disney has like ninjas come and sue
Yeah.
their game. You know,
like
immediate-
Nintendo does.
Yeah, pretty much exactly like Nintendo.
So here's what I want to see. We've talked about like they should make a multiverse for all the old school movie monsters, right?
Oh yes,
Like Creature of the Black Lagoon,
Yes.
Wolfman, all those together. That they are technically owned, but the individual identity of them is free use.
right.
It's fair use. I want to see a movie like Wreck-It Ralph or like Pixels or Free Guy, where it's a
Mhm.
bunch of different properties that they got to be in this universe,
Mhm.
but just do it with people who are public domain because they could now. You could make a movie
Oh,
with
that'd be cool.
Oswald and Steamboat Willie and Pooh Bear in it. You could make a movie with them because they're public domain.
Did you just reference Pixels with Adam Sandler?
Yeah, I did.
That's kind of sick, honestly.
I know.
really like that.
It threw me off for
Yeah,
a
he
second
said
there.
I was
Pixels.
trying to
and
think of the other one.
I had to
couldn't remember what it was.
rewind and
Well, because 2 movies came out right next. It was Pixels and something else.
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. I couldn't
Yeah.
think of Ready Player One
Yeah.
because that's the book I actually read.
Yeah.
Was Ready Player One. But
Crazy
for some reason,
that you
Pixels.
pulled Pixel. That's
Yeah.
a good pull. I like
Yeah.
it.
I'm
But
glad
no,
that's what you took away from that.
That would be a cool. That would be a cool movie.
and
I would
anyone
see
could
that.
do it. Is the
Yeah,
thing. So
yeah.
like you could get a.
We could do it. Oh God.
Listen, dude.
We gotta hire an animation team.
we gotta find someone who knows rubber hose real good. What's the guy who made that game doing?
Yeah, Contact Mouse.
That's the thing. Like they're definitely gonna come into legal trouble with this still.
You think?
'Cause
Are
we-
you talking about this game?
I don't
This
know.
Not
one?
the game, but just people who start using Steamboat Willie.
Oh, 100%.
Because like Disney is notorious for this was supposed to be released before, wasn't it? Aren't they notorious for like extending the copyright they have
No,
on shit
it's-
past when they should?
It's something where they can rebuy the copyright
I
back,
was about
like
to
they
say,
have.
Lock it up for another
They have
10
like
years.
the
They have, like-
first choice.
Yeah, they have like first dibs if they want to rebuy it or something like
and
that.
then if
Or
they,
release
somebody else
it.
starts using that same design, then they can.
Up
yeah.
until 95 years when it becomes public domain officially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it 95?
It is 95.
Okay.
So yeah, they have the option to rebuy it back, which they probably will. So this game, this horror Mickey game, 88 Infestation, probably won't exist. In like
I don't know.
month.
I don't.
Are they
what I-
allowed to buy it back?
That's the
after
thing.
it's
I think
95?
I think that's the rule. Like after a certain number of
Oh,
years, you can
wait.
re-up it.
I'm a dumbass. It's actually been 95.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why it's public domain.
Okay.
It's been 95 years since Steamboat
Because they
Willie.
can't buy it back again.
Yeah, I think that's
Well,
what it is.
There was something that they did rebuy,
I
Yes.
remember hearing.
and I don't remember what specifically the IP
I think it was
but
Mickey, but that can't be right if Steamboat Willie just hit 95.
No, it was
well, maybe
Mickey.
maybe it
Because
was
it's a
Mickey.
different amount of
because
time.
it's different too.
Yeah.
It's also a different character.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. But
Yeah.
Steamboat Willie came first, so it
Yeah.
can't be 95 years for Mickey. but I'm pretty sure it's like 45 years or something. It's up for, you can sell it or rebuy it, something along those lines. So they repurchased Mickey, and they ended up not being able to do it for Steamboat Willie because it's been 95 years. If you know more about copyright law than I do, shoot me a text, 216-859-8699. That's 216-859-8699.
The Artificial Intelligence Podcast is the only show written, voiced, and scored entirely by AI. All episodes are available now on stylesrebelradio.com.
I'm the Pidge. I'm isn't real. Oh, wait, this is the wrong show. I'm talking about the Pigeonhole, everybody. Comes out once a month. Send some stuff into the Styles Rebel Radio Discord page. I will give my such beautiful 2 cents on it. I know you guys care so much for give me some slack. I like doing this.
Hey, Style here to remind you that StylesRebelRadio.com is a group of free content creators, and because of that, you may have noticed that we don't do a lot of ad spots between our breaks, and that's intentional. We're not here to shill out to off-brand cereal or promote crappy mobile games. We strive to give you quality, professional content without the repetitive marketing. That being said, if you like what we do and want to support the shows, you can always click the link in the Spotify description to help support us for as little as 99 cents a month. Now back to the broadcast.
Styles Rebel Radio. Read the sign. 15 for dudes. Girls get in free past 7.
Welcome back to the Rebel Radio Show, the show where we all hold hands when we come back into the third segment from the second hour. You can go to stylesrebelradio.com and get all into our Discord server. You can chat with us there and share pictures of you holding hands with your friends as well. Or you can join us on Facebook or Reddit or Instagram, or we have a Twitch page on there and a YouTube page, because the age of social media is still here.
Not for long.
Now, let go of my hand, Evan.
I wasn't done.
I wanted more.
It was getting sweaty.
Social media.
Yeah.
How you feel about it? How you guys feel about it?
Who does it?
Not me.
I
Personally,
honestly
I'm not a big
feel
social media.
I may have the most social media posts. Because
That's valid.
I have 1,021 posts on Instagram.
I think I have more than that, but I've also had Instagram a long time.
This article from the Wall Street Journal by Cordelia James, sick name.
That's a badass name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Cordelia poses the question, we aren't posting on social media as much anymore. Will we ever? And so it goes into that, over the last couple of years, the what's it called? Traction?
Sure. Traffic?
The traffic on, different websites slowly going down. And so we're not posting as much, and we're, lurking more. A lurking mentality is widespread, the article says.
I always forget Twitter is called X.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I still call it Twitter a lot.
But I think the more interesting side of this is the will we ever? Do you think
will it ever come back?
Yeah, do you think that social media will ever come back? Because I think both sides of that question are interesting, of to even think that
is social media a fad?
Yeah, to even assume that social media is a fad. I think it's just a Pandora's box where once we have it, we can't unhave it,
It's what I've kind of always noticed in the Utopia stories or Utopia games.
Mhm.
There really isn't a lot of social media anything.
Right.
There's a bunch of high technology androids and stuff walking around, but nobody's on their phone.
Right.
They're just walking around the street normally.
Right.
As compared to now, where
Everyone's
looking down.
glued to
Yeah.
I think it's I think it's a problem. I think a lot of people are coming to realize that I don't need to post on social.
Yeah.
I don't need to do this as much as I used to. And I was saying this before we got on, but I for a long time just assumed that was something
Because you're old.
Yeah, within my bubble of people, that because I'm getting older, people are just not posting on social. They're just getting on with their lives and not posting on social media as much as you were in circa middle school, high school.
Right.
But I guess this kind of confirms for me that it's definitely a more widespread I wouldn't even say issue, just happening. Of
Yeah.
like people are not using social media nearly as much as, or at least at the very least posting on social media nearly as much as they used to.
Because my theory was, I think it's accurate that we are posting less to social media. I agree with that. I think that is an accurate assessment. I don't think we've spent less time on social media. I think more so now is because TikTok is a big thing, and you have Instagram Reels and stuff like that. You're just scrolling, and instead of, you know, you come home and you're like, I did this today on Facebook, or you post a picture of your dinner that you went out to on Instagram like we did in 2013 for some reason. Instead of doing that, you're more so going to social media to be like, okay, these are the people I follow. What's funny? Next. You're not interacting. You're just watching. It's also, and I think, hang on real quick. I think to tack onto that, it goes hand in hand with like television. Because you were saying this before we got on. It's a new form of streaming, essentially, is social media. You're going there to watch things now. You're not so much going there to interact with people anymore. And I think the big part of that is, if you look at television was set up so we could, you know, have picture to our news, right? And then we had cable, because with cable you don't need to have commercials.
And people
then
said
we started
like,
adding commercials.
This is a fad. My big thing with that is like people said back then, oh, TV's a fad. TV's not going to be around for, and young people would gawk, and like they felt like they were right in their answer, because 30 years down the line they're still using TVs and they're watching flat screen TVs now, and it's still a prevalent thing. But
it's using social media to do it.
But it's but it's
like
different.
With Fire Sticks and like
you're still using the TV.
We're streaming. You're using the TV physically, but you're streaming.
You're not
show
watching TV
instead of watching it on cable. So technically, TV was a fad. But just not
cable
in
TV.
Cable TV was a fad.
Well, that's where I was going to. Is so we got cable, right, and that was supposed to eliminate commercials, and then gradually more and more commercials started getting onto cable TV, and we went, well, fuck this, I'm gonna get streaming. And we all switched over to streaming. We started cutting cable, and then streaming started getting ads. And now you have to pay to get rid of your ads on streaming, and we're back to cable. I think that is the next logical step, like you said, of like, well, now people are going, well, I don't want to pay $2 extra on Netflix now to not have ads. I don't want to buy Hulu Premium, because essentially I'm just paying for cable again now with all these premium subscriptions. I'm just going to go on YouTube Reels and scroll through people I follow. I'm just going to go on Instagram and look at the videos and hear of people I follow that it's content I know I'll enjoy.
There's also a weird niche like TikTok community that just posts.
There's a bunch of them.
Like episodes and episodes of TV shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can
on
watch
YouTube Shorts.
You can watch
everywhere.
whole TV shows on
find
TikTok and YouTube.
Live streams of that same thing. People will just like bootleg and see how long they can stream for, and it'll be like
the day the Barbie movie
multiple
came
hours.
out, there was a live Barbie movie on TikTok.
That's how I watched Straight Outta Compton when it came out. I just bootlegged it off Cody.
Right.
The day it came out.
It's very easy to do that sort of thing now, and I think
and I think it's because we all know that that's the next logical step, and is we want to be able to sit down. When streaming was first introduced, we want to be able to sit down, pick the shows we want, and watch them. We don't want to have to deal with endless commercials or having to wait a certain time to do it, because we want it at the touch of our fingers, right? That was the glory of streaming. Now that's diluted because they went, oh, well, what worked on cable will work here.
Right.
We know that what we want, so we're going to keep trying to find workarounds to do it. We went to YouTube for a long time, and people were just uploading movies to YouTube and uploading full shows to YouTube. Then YouTube cracked down because copyright kept getting onto them. Now YouTube you can't watch without getting 20 minutes of ads if you don't buy premium. So now people are leaving YouTube. So where do we go? We'll go to these bootleg sites to watch movies, or we'll go to YouTube Reels or Instagram Shorts or Facebook Watch and watch these things that don't have ads.
I feel like posting feels like work and like keep up, and as opposed to like posting on a social media, there's a lot more work and like back end to be done with that, even something as small as posting, but like in comparison to clicking on X and watching,
it's a lot more care to the posts as they're compared to what it used to be. People would just, people still do, but people would just like send stuff out without like any editing or any like sort of.
Well,
now every video now on TikTok has captions, like auto captions or something like that.
Very performative. Like I was saying, it's for the ego. It's like, oh, I look cool doing this, or I have this ability, and maybe not so much, but like, because there are people that just want to be social media personalities, and that's like what and that's a valid route. If you want to do that, sure, grind on that and be famous. But like posting your day-to-day life or just in casual who you are feels like a lot more upkeep.
It feels too...
Like there's standards or
I
expectations.
was gonna say we have figured out the expectations of posting. It wasn't when 2013 when we all got Instagram. It wasn't, oh, here's how you're supposed to post and here's how you get followers. It was, here's a funny meme I found. Here's what I ate today. I went to this movie, and here's a picture of it with maybe a caption if I want to put one, right?
Here's
That's
a
what
selfie
it
of
was.
me with a mustache.
Right. That's what it was.
And then the
now
industry's
we
gotten
know.
involved.
Yeah. Now we know you have to have these hashtags. You have to do this kind of interaction. It has to be this kind of quality.
learned.
You have to format it this
it's
way.
formulated. It's
Right.
all very by the number.
That's
it has
what-
to look like this.
That's why I think, and only to a degree, that Snapchat has become more of a factor as far as social media and interaction goes than Instagram, Facebook, Twitter now, because there's no expectation on Snapchat.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
can send something to you that's just for you, like a text,
Right.
or I can send something to a group with all of you guys in it and be like, hey, here's this. Isn't this funny? We're sent to multiple people.
It can be a quick video
Yep.
or a
Or I can put it to
picture.
my story if it's something that I want to share. Hey, I'm
Right.
listening to this song.
And I think that's interesting too to see how Snapchat has evolved.
Yeah.
Evolved over time. Like how we initially started using Snapchat as like a picture messaging service.
Yeah.
And that was our main use of it. And there was like the best friends list, and that's how you could draw. That's how you would talk. Yeah, you would draw little pictures. Yeah, that's how it was like mainly used when it first started. And now I Snapchat my fiance to get because we have a streak, and like I view stories, and I'm pretty sure that's what everyone does at this point, or at least a majority of people, you know?
I feel like
if
that's-
not talking to like one or two people,
Right, sending memes.
via
Priority-wise?
pictures or whatever, you know?
Like priority wise, I feel like Snapchat is on like the #1 list for a lot of people. Like the first thing they look on, like when they open their phone, is Snapchat.
But
as
okay.
compared to like
Valid.
Instagram or messaging, like
I think that might just be our
People
age range.
yeah, people use Snapchat way more than messages.
I might agree with
I
that.
feel like
That might be
There's
an
a-
age range thing.
There's a lot of people that I've
It's my
met
first
that
time
are
on
like
Snapchat.
28 to 30 that
Yeah.
don't use Snapchat at all. They
Right,
think
right.
that that's dirty.
Yeah,
Snapchat
that's
was
fair.
used for dirty things.
Right,
That's
right,
fair.
Right.
So when I say, oh, I use Snapchat as one of my main form of communications, like if you text me, I'm probably not going to get it. If you snap me, I'm going to get it.
That was my next question. If I send you a Snapchat, a text, I DM you on Instagram, and I don't know, I message you on Facebook.
Sure.
Which one are you opening first?
Snap.
If
Yeah.
those are the 4 notifications you have on your phone, which are you opening?
I don't know. Yeah, either
Messenger
Snap or
doesn't even
messages.
snap me.
Either Snap or
Or-
messages. I don't know.
Facebook Messenger, I turned off all notifications
Yeah,
for.
you're not gonna
Messages
get me.
Messages feels like it's weird. It feels more formal.
It feels
Facebook
more formal.
Messenger?
No,
It feels
no,
more
like
important.
iMessage. Yeah,
Okay.
like
It
text.
feels more important. to me.
Yeah,
It
it
does.
feels more important. Like,
It feels like there's a subject.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
It has become the new email. We used to text instead of email.
Yeah.
Now
wow.
text has become the new email with
Yeah.
Snapchat.
plus, just the format on Snapchat is like way better than messages,
easy.
like
'Cause
in general.
It's very
I'll put it this
interesting
way,
to see
you-
how we've evolved.
You wouldn't
as-
Snapchat your boss. You wouldn't be like, hey,
True.
Yeah.
what's my shift? Hey, can I come in and cover this? Hey, I'm
Right.
calling off. You wouldn't do
Right.
that on Snapchat.
No.
Right.
Now you do it on text.
Right.
10 years ago, you wouldn't do that on text. You'd email them or call
Right.
them.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do that on text.
That's very
Before that, you'd
interesting.
fax them.
Yeah, that's
right?
very interesting. That's a great point.
You think?
I think that's a replacement.
Yeah, you think
Next
So then
couple years,
Instagram
we're
or
gonna be
TikTok?
snapping our bosses.
Yeah, I guess the question is what comes next?
Instagram or
You
TikTok?
you
or-
wouldn't talk to your boss in the metaverse to call off. You might as
Is
well
it
Snapchat him.
Threads? Have any of us actually downloaded Threads?
I
No.
download it one
I
time.
have
I don't
not.
have Threads.
I download it one time because every time I'd go on Instagram, it'd be like, this person wants to add you on Threads. I'm like, I don't have that.
Yeah.
And I'd click on it thinking it was a fucking notification, and it opened me up to Threads.
Because Threads is just Instagram's version of Twitter,
It
right?
sucks,
think
yeah.
so.
I think Snapchat's gonna stay around for a while.
I bet it
Snapchat's never
could.
gonna
I bet
die.
it could.
I think it's gonna be a priority for a lot of people.
Well, I think
for a
it's just
while.
interesting how it has evolved.
Yeah.
Into like it really, because now look at like Instagram, like look at every other social media that has stories, because Snapchat made
Right.
viewing
Yeah.
people's stories the main focus of their app. You
I'm
know
not
what
gonna.
I mean?
I'm not
That's
gonna
true.
say they have it perfectly user friendly because all of
Right.
us still don't like the AI thing on it.
Correct.
The
They
AI thing is weird.
They
yeah.
still have Snapchat Premium, which is an
Which is
interesting
super
money
weird.
grab.
Yeah.
But
And
like
that notification will never go away.
more or less, Snapchat is willing to adapt to the community. Where remember Snap Cash? That's not a thing anymore.
Oh
No,
yeah.
no one went. I want to pay you on Snapchat. That's
You
not a
can-
thing anymore.
easily get your streak back.
The Snapchat glasses, remember that was going to be a huge thing?
Yeah.
Those glasses that you could order from Snapchat, and it would like you
The
could post
spectacles,
you could
the
post on
spectac-
your story by like clicking it. That was so crazy, and it was. Don't get me wrong, cool
Good idea.
concept. And
But we don't need it.
well, to me, it shows that Snapchat is willing to evolve into something else.
Yeah.
Whereas other social medias might not be willing to change their format.
But to that, I think they're willing to evolve to their demographic. They saw we didn't want that. They didn't do it. Whereas you go on Facebook, it's like, you guys are getting metaverse if you like it or not.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. They are willing to change in whatever way they need to. Whereas, like, I don't think if the meta, for lack of a better word, the way that we use social media changed into something less picture based, I think that Instagram would be afraid to move away from pictures. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, that's, to me, that's too important to them. And I feel like they wouldn't have the chutzpah to, like, change their whole meta, the way that their social media works. I don't think that they could do that.
To relate this article to another metaphor, if I can, where it's saying that are we moving away from the fad of social media? I think that gets replaced by the next big internet fad.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
It's not we're moving away from the internet because no one uses forums anymore.
Right.
You don't go to chat rooms anymore.
I think about like blog days of like when that was a big thing in the music industry to like have a blog write about
Gotta update my blog, yeah.
Yeah, that was
people are gonna follow my blog. We're gonna go to this website and read
that
this
was
blog.
something more convenient is gonna come out.
Oh
And
yeah,
I don't know what
100%.
some internet thing is gonna be more convenient.
Which
There'll be a
I'm
new meta that we
afraid
figure
of.
out.
Yeah, like I
and-
don't know how.
How can it get more convenient than
like-
TikTok?
But to your point, Shane, and it might just be a
Some with
generational
AI,
thing.
dude.
That this might prove otherwise, but I do think it's coming to the point where like, well, we don't need that. I'm not asking for more social media stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on the social media. I am.
Exactly why none of us have downloaded Threads.
Well, none of us.
Yeah, right.
None of us really asked for it in the first place.
Right,
Like,
right.
when it was coming out, like we saw it come out, and then everyone was using it. They're like, "Dude, just use it." And we're like,
Yeah,
cool.
none of us were like, "Oh, I need a second Twitter."
Yeah,
I need another place to post on Twitter.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't even need the first Twitter. Like,
Yeah.
Like I remember when multiple accounts on Instagram became a.
Gotta
first
have a
thing.
Finsta,
yeah,
dude.
Yeah, the
still have
Finsta.
that.
Yeah,
the Finstas was like a big meta. Yeah.
Why
It's
though?
so-
why was that a thing?
It's
It was
so
like
interesting.
one
public
was
and
like,
private account.
Yeah.
You could
So that you could
post-
be more personal with
Yeah.
like your friends, like your
You mean
close
like shooting a
friends.
text to someone?
No,
or
just-
making a group on
Or
Snapchat?
just, no, because it was more picture based, and so you would post like a series of funny pictures, or you
Right,
know.
but I'm
and you
saying
had your
that
5 friends that were allowed to follow that.
the
Right.
the idea
Yeah.
of Finsta is now just replaced with groups on Snapchat
No,
because you're doing
yeah.
the same
Yeah.
thing.
And I think like groups have been around on Snapchat for a while, but I
It's
think
kind of different though.
Instagram is. I agree with that, but I also think that Instagram is just slowly like weaning away, at least in my eyes.
Oh, you mean groups like where you send each other memes?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's okay. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I feel like more people always have their notifications on turned on Snapchat. A lot of people turn their stuff off on Instagram.
I have them all on,
like,
but I'll never fucking.
whenever
like,
I get a
ooh.
snap, it feels like a text as compared to like when Instagram, like a meme pops up, it doesn't feel like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
I
see
that. It's the new texting. That's my meta.
Because I
I
know
see
it's going to
that.
be a meme, so I'm just going to be like, oh, well.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Snapchat, you get that paranoia sometimes. It's like, why is he snapping me? Like sometimes.
Yeah.
because it lets
Like,
you know that
you
they're
look-
typing.
Yeah,
when are
you
they
look
gonna
it
get
up,
rid of that?
You look at it and then you like put it away and you're like, wait, what if?
Yeah.
What are
What
they
if something's
saying?
wrong?
I was at a movie yesterday and my
Yeah.
phone was vibrating in my pocket and I pull it out and I see someone's calling me on Snapchat and I said, "Who the
Oh,
fuck
what?
does that?
That's
Who
wild.
does
Oh,
that?"
yeah,
So
there's-
instantly I'm like, "Well,
yeah.
something's wrong."
Yeah.
Because who calls on Snapchat?
Yeah.
And I put someone's phone was broken, their
Ah.
screen fucked up.
Uh,
But I'm
Yeah.
like, "You okay? Like, you good? What's up?"
yeah, that's a weird one.
Yeah.
Or like the voice, or not the,
The
voice,
video
the,
chat?
the
Yes,
FaceTime.
There's definitely things that aren't being used on
Yeah,
Snapchat.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Well, and that's what like they have so many avenues and
Also,
paths.
FaceTime's not a thing anymore.
Uh,
People used to FaceTime all the time.
I
I
think
do.
FaceTime. I know.
I do
think
all
that
the time.
FaceTime is still a thing,
Still.
dude. People will
That's
just
the
sit
only
on
way I
FaceTime.
call my parents.
Like I see
wow.
people have AirPods in and are doing their groceries with FaceTime on,
I'm one of
Really?
them.
or like,
See, for me, if you're gonna just call me. If
or
we're gonna
like they'll be
FaceTime.
I'm
scrolling the internet and just
I'm
be
one of 'em,
FaceTiming
dude.
someone.
You don't
Not
need to see
saying-
me.
No, like I don't agree with it. I'm just saying I think that FaceTime for a lot of people is still like
Hmm.
heavily used.
Interesting.
I'm one of them.
I
I'm a shopping FaceTime guy sometimes.
you know what I use a lot.
In the cart, just
No.
walking, talking to my mom or something like that. Yeah.
See, I hate being on the phone in public. I couldn't do that.
you know
I
what
have no shame.
I use a lot that I found out a lot of people don't use is Siri.
Siri?
I use.
Yeah.
I'll
I have
say,
never
Siri
used
turned
it.
off
I'll
on my
do
phone.
I'll do the
Same.
HAY
Yeah.
Siri.
Yeah.
And I say that, and it like does stuff for me.
Never do
Yeah.
it. Never used it. Hated it.
works.
Siri is 100% turned off on my phone. That bitch doesn't know shit.
Yeah,
No.
my problem was it would just pull up articles. When I
Really?
asked it
No,
things.
I use Hey Siri because I'll only use it to be like call or text this person this
Gotcha.
or
But that's the thing, is I don't use call or text enough to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mainly
Snap.
I'll use Snapchat.
no
Yeah.
valid.
Also, very unorthodox. The first thing I open in the morning is email.
What?
Interesting.
Always
I
the
do
first
that
thing I open in
sometimes.
the morning is my email.
I do that
Because
sometimes.
I'm concerned I'm gonna have like something I need to edit before a certain day.
I open
and
my
it'll be in
text
my
messages,
email.
like my actual text messages, but I
Whoa,
don't actually.
that is the last
open
thing I open.
Well, yeah. I have. Let's see
Funny
how many
enough.
unread texts I have right now.
I get rid of all my notifications. All of them are read.
26. I got 26 unread messages.
All of my
Ew.
things are read. I just either won't reply or I'll wait
messages.
till end to open text.
I currently
Yeah.
only have one, but that's like the lowest it's been in months. The other
Yeah.
day it was 800 something.
Mine's
Yeah.
probably
I have one.
messages?
Yeah.
mine's probably semi hefty.
Is it just group chats or something like that? That's whack.
It's a lot of like subscription
38.
bullshit and
38.
Here's another thing I'll give Snapchat over texting. You put me in a group text and I can't fucking leave it. I don't want to be in your group text. I can leave a Snapchat group
Yeah,
like that.
I'm gone. I'm out.
You add me, I'm gone.
Yeah, that's true.
And it
That's
shows
true.
it too.
Don't put me in group
Yeah.
texts.
It
Yeah.
shows it to the group that you left.
Yeah,
You're
you're like
"Damn."
peace. You're like peace, bitches. I'm out.
Also, I've definitely brought this up and it's kind of petty, but I like Snapchat groups because you can see who viewed it. And be like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, at least you
Yeah.
got the message.
Yeah, yeah.
Most military units use WhatsApp. Fun fact.
WhatsApp
by the way.
WhatsApp I don't trust
Neither do I.
because WhatsApp
all.
and Telegram are used for the same things now and it's very illegal.
It's
Oh.
drug
Yeah.
dealing.
Well, not even drug dealing, other kind of dealing too. I've seen
Yeah.
way
It's
too many
like-
catch a
Yeah.
predators.
It's like
where
Kick,
WhatsApp
dude.
and yep.
Yeah.
It's the same. It reminds me of Kick. Like
Yep.
it's the same
Yeah. No.
kind of platform.
What
Oh,
WhatsApp
man,
and WhatsApp
Kick.
and those is just like a Kick is a precursor to those.
Yeah,
100%,
yeah,
100%.
for sure.
Just a fake, because like you could put that on your iPod Touch and it would basically be an iPhone.
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of
I
people.
think that's how a lot of it
overseas
started.
use
That is how a
WhatsApp.
lot of it started.
If you have any friends overseas,
Yeah.
use WhatsApp.
Nope.
'cause that's
Fuck them. No, fuck them. Have their stupid little government figure out how texting
Well, you can
works.
still use
Yeah.
Snapchat for overseas.
Well, yeah.
Too.
Hey, if you're listening,
Oh, that's interesting.
if you're
I
listening,
text my
you
buddies
can,
in Korea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
If
all
you're
the
listening
time.
overseas, just download a normal fucking social media and talk to me like any other person on this earth
Yeah,
does.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
download Facebook
Instagram.
Messenger, Instagram, Snapchat.
Snapchat.
All of them work. All of those work all over. Fuck your stupid little country's stupid little messaging plans. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I'm not downloading WhatsApp to text you in another country. That's weird. You're a pedophile. If you tell me to download WhatsApp or Telegram, you're a pedophile. That is the end of the discussion in my book.
If you're one of our global listeners and you're trying to contact me, friend me on Fortnite. Find my Fortnite
It's the
account.
only thing Shane.
Find my
replies
Fortnite
on.
login, and then friend me.
Well,
Find
and
it.
we can,
Shane
yeah,
is
just
like
find it.
strictly like very minimal social media.
Yeah, I'm off the radar.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. That's the way to do it.
No, yeah, I'm not a fan of social media. I got to a point. I used to love it. I used to post all the time and be a big poster roaster, but not anymore. I got to a point where I was just like, I don't feel the need to be here anymore. It feels too repetitive. I feel like I open this and I'm like happy for 5 seconds,
Yeah.
and then just like
Bored.
I feel like
And then you realize you don't care.
yeah, I don't care about any of these people,
Yeah.
or it started to feel like all ads. I think when I really stopped using social media is when the algorithm changed from the order that they were posted in,
Mhm.
like progressional order
To what
from
it thinks you'd like
yeah,
first.
Yeah.
to what it thinks you would like first. I was kind of like, this feels
Like the most recent that your friend posted or
yeah.
something like that.
I was like, this
Comparative.
feels like not what social media should be. And
I
I'm
remember
done.
when that switch happened and I liked a post from like 4 weeks ago and I'm like, that probably looks weird.
yeah,
That probably
right.
looks weird that I liked your post from 4 weeks ago.
Right. I'm just not a fan of that. Like, if I miss a post, I'll just make me have to go back and look for it.
216-859-8699. Let me know where you're from and where you're listening from, because you can listen to the Rebel Radio Show every Wednesday in podcast form at 10 a.m. on all major platforms. Spotify, Pandora, TuneIn, Google, Amazon, Anchor, iHeart, you name it, we're on it. 10 a.m. every Wednesday, but we've also got a whole bunch of other shows at stylesrebelradio.com. It's the homepage for all of our great content, like Shaney is off air. The page does show us on what you do.
I do the Pigeonhole and I do Beyond Bounds, and The Pigeonhole is where I react to stuff that you send me, and Beyond Bounds is about stuff that is spacey and cosmic.
Also, make sure you join the Discord server, stylesrebelradio.com. Get you there. We have a whole bunch of different conversations of topics that don't revolve around race in there as well. So you can join those if you want some lighter content. Until next time, I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Style. To my right is Shane.
Bye, everyone.
To my left is the Pidge. On the board is Jules.
Adios.
Peace.
Well, that's the end of the show. I've been Radio's Rebel DJ Style.
And I'm Shane Eden.
Until next time, make sure to check out stylesrebelradio.com for more great content or listen live to the full show every Monday. What time is that, Shane?
I did not rehearse this part.
That's right, 5 p.m. Eastern Time every Monday on CBW Radio.